This Dewalt radio is dead to the world. It has no power whatsoever. And the model number is dw911. It's the work site video charger. I'm assuming it had the ability to charge somehow, but I'm not sure. It's portable. It had the battery in here, usually. But to take it apart, you're going to have to take this feet off. The screws there. There's these screws down here along the sides and the top. I'm fairly certain you're going to have to take this screw off here, and this here, and this here, and the sides here. To take this big brace off, you have to probably take these screws off here. Might be able to just take these two screws here off and the back here, and this whole unit lift off with one. And then you take your feet off, and then take all your screws down here along the side and the top, and down recess in that hole there. Antenna, it just screws right off like that. So that's fairly easy. So once that happens, fairly certain that the front here part will just come right off. I'm not sure yet. We'll get there. It does look like I'm about to take this part off here because it won't lift up and it won't slide that any direction. I'm going to take these screws off here. Once you get the top braced off, it's as easy as that. Lifting this up, and that pops right off. And I'm not sure if this unscrews or what it does. I'm going to leave these like they are for now. I'm going to take these other outside screws off first. Just leave these be. You have to do a little bit of prying, but one side on this side was actually kind of loose. Looks like it'll just unsnap from each other. Let's see what I can get done here with one hand. I just lifted it up from the bottom here and it just came kind of right up. Take a look at this, see what's going on. See what we can do. First I want to unplug the speakers. Just that wire right there. If you can't see it, plugged right there. Then I want to unplug the battery charger port thing for the auxiliary, so we have more room to work with. Now that's disconnected. Good. So you have the power supply board. You have your main board here. Your battery part there. There's another, must be a charger of some sort. I'm not sure what it is. Okay. So let's get the voltmeter out and ohm out that fuse. See if that's what the problem is. I'm going to call this the main power supply, and that's the secondary power supply. I'm not sure what it's for. It might be the charger for the battery. I'm going to ohm this out, make sure the fuse is good. And seeing how it's seated, it may or may not actually have good connection. Just if you see what I mean. I did get continuity there, but just for giggles, I moved the fuse. I want to take and plug it in. See what happens. See if it will actually turn on. Should be on AM. There's no light still, so that's alright. We'll figure it out. I decided to take this board up, your main power supply. Found that they had cap X-line relays, capacitors there. Not relays, this is the relay. We'll get to that in a minute. That brand is known to be notorious back in the day, being bad in all of the TVs. So we're going to look at this relay here, which is what this big guy is right there. And these 2 points right here is your coil. Once it's energized, your relay pulls in. And I'm going to try to steady myself and focus. There's a slight ring around here. And you can see it over here. That's called a cold solder joint. And there's another one on this guy right there. If I can focus that. That's also called a cold solder joint. I'm going to zoom in and see if you can see it. You can kind of see the slight discoloration between on this one right up here. And also these two here. So I'm going to resolder those, plug it in, see if it does any difference. If it don't, I'm going to open this guy up here. Kind of wanted to see what this regulator was. This looks like it comes in 120, feeds into this step down transformer, probably 24 volts or something. Not sure. And then, well, this is a 12 volt relay here, so it takes 12 volts to pull this relay in. And I'm not sure what the regulator voltage is, or what it is. LM317, so it's a variable voltage regulator. It can go up to, I believe, 30 something volts, or it could be 17 volts. I'm not sure anymore about that. But that's the regulator, LM317. I'm going to resolder the relay, plug it in, see if it works. If it don't, I'm going to take these 4 screws off here, lift this up. May not happen that way. There's a bolt right there, and these connection points are right there. I tried lifting this straight up, but it seems like it's pretty bolted down somehow or glued in, or I'm not sure. I'm going to try to get this part up as well. Oh, check this out. I was soldering this relay. You can see right here. Zoom in what I'm talking about. Right there. You can see that. And it had oxidization underneath there. That relay contact. I'm going to do the other one. I'm going to zoom out so you can see. Sorry for the shaky handiwork. And do this one right here. And this is just a soldering iron. Nope, that one works. It started to. This would be your main relay, I believe. Cycles your power through. We'll just keep soldering down below. You may just have some issue with the soldering on the relay itself. That one doesn't even have a contact pad on this one right here. So I'm going to resolder all of these. This one don't have nothing. There's no trace whatsoever. This I'm going to resolder. There's no solder right there at all. Kind of suspected it could have had another break right there. So the ground comes through here, and it goes from here to here. That's your neutral. Your positive, you put the soldering iron down. Positive goes through. Let's look back here. There's a jumper right there on that side called PR1. That jumper goes there, and it goes to that wire right there, the black wire, I believe, and it goes straight over to this contact, and it goes from here to here when the relay is pulled in. Let's push the power through there to that contact there. Both sets of the contacts on here is connected to ground, so they're cycling both contacts for power at the same time. They're not going to cycle anything with that guy being that way. So I'm going to resolder that and see what happens. Power is plugged in. When it turns on, that LED right there should turn on. Still didn't fix it. Huh. Well, that didn't fix it either. I'm going to measure across that yellow wire and see if we have any output whatsoever. It'll be AC. Now we should have output up here across the black and the white. Which we don't. At 120 there. And then when I go from here to here, I get 120, that's good. Now the yellow wire's up here. Don't know if you can see what I'm touching. Far corner where the fuses are. We got 0 volts there. That means transformer's blown. That's what that means. Secondary side of that transformer. Let's see what kind of transformer it is. Only description of it. Leon LU48-21A16-V. I just measured the output for this. This is actually 120 to 12 volt transformer step down. The measures for this for the output, there is none. So evidently, if it has a, usually they have a, can't think of the top of my head what it's called, but there's a temperature thing in here. If it opens up, then you can't use it anymore. So I'm going to see if I can find a 12 volt AC step down transformer that'll fit into this. But that's the brand, Leon LU48-21A16D. Good luck finding one. See if I can find one laying around. So now that we know it's a transformer, go on eBay, get yourself one of them 120 volt to 12 volt step down transformers, 3 amps. That's what this thing has originally. Put in something bigger as far as amperage wise, because I want this thing to have some cajoons, you know, some balls. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the original part. This is what I'm sticking in. You see the size difference between the transformer? It's double the size. I'm not sure what the wattage of this one is. It came out of a subwoofer. You can look that part up if you want. I'm going to fix this to the bottom of the case here. I have enough room. I want this thing to have some balls behind it. Say it nicely. So the wire that I had on here didn't quite reach. I can't find my heat shrink. I just want to temporarily put some electrical tape around it. Should be good enough for now. And I'm going to be soldering those wires back on. Ow. So once I get these all soldered, I'll show you how I'm going to fix this transformer to the bottom of that case. I'll turn it on and then make sure everything works. Did you hear that? Listen. There's a relay pulling in like it should. There's your lights. There you go, folks. I know it's working for sure. So, get yourself one of these 12-volt AC power supply. It goes from 120 volts to 12 volt AC. If you have a Radio Shack, you might be able to find it. Go on eBay. That's the only thing I can tell you. That's what fixed this thing here. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to mount this to the bottom of that. You could use double sticky tape, that foam tape, put on the bottom. But I got this 5-second fixed one thing I've been wanting to use. So we'll see how it works. So I'm going to make this into a 2-part video. This is a 5-second fixed pin. I'm going to try welding this metal down to the plastic here for this radio. I've already failed instructions never to look into the LED, the UV LED light, as you can see. That's what's over here. On the back side of that is where the goop is. When you squeeze it, here, my thumb is, the liquid comes out. Let me show you. Well, this cap comes off. So, what we're going to do is, I'm going to make a layer. I don't see it coming out, barely coming out. It's like sticky glue. I'm going to do another side over here. Just to see how it works. And I'm going to do it over here too. And I guess you're supposed to do it for 5 seconds. Am I reading that right? 5-second fix. Be nice if the cap came screwed back on like it should. So, let's see here. Bonding time, 5 seconds. Should be held between 3 to 5 milliseconds. Millimeters per whatever. So for 5, let's do that one. For 5, don't stare in the bright purple light. 3, 4, 5. Let's just keep going. I don't see how this makes it bind. Apparently it makes it bind. I'm going to do the back side here. Cool. Let's see what happens. The light switch under is very flimsy. I would never put something like that. If it was me, I would have made it so you pressed on it. Oh. Really? Well, that makes sense. They don't say that. Huh. Now let's see. She's bonded. Wow. I'll be darned. The glue's hard too. Now ain't that something? I never would have thought of that. I should have moved that back if I had thought of it was going to be that hardened. That's cool. Oh, it's got something in the back. It broke loose already. Oh well. So that's how I'm going to fix this transformer on there. I'm going to do the back side here and we glue that. Snap the front back on. Attach my wires and we'll crank it on one last time, show that it works. Show you that it's working. I got it plugged in. That's your power. Pack charging. It's not going on anymore.
Cubs will need a new cat. Ninth inning.
And we're playing the Cubs game. Hope this helped you. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, like this video. I'll see you next time.